Here we go. Here we go. You know, I always get this so
We
wrong,
live.
you know.
We're live, so you know that we're live.
Yeah. So, hey, look, we are here today and we're going to be talking about this trip that the fabulous Camille and I took to Sri Lanka and Dubai. Okay. And it was a long trip, but it was a good trip and I enjoyed it. And one thing I'm finding out more and more is that the fabulous Camille is really showing off. Okay, she is. I'm finding out some things about her that
Uh-oh.
I didn't know, but I thought I did know. Okay, and what I do know is that the fabulous Camille, she is a global mom. That's one thing. And what that means is she is traveling around the world, making sure that children are fed. Now, we can't feed every hungry child in all 52 states and international at one time. So, but we're going to do the best that we can. So, when I say we, I'm traveling with her now. So, I let's say I'm the global aunt, okay? She's the global mom, and this is her organization, okay? And I just believe in what she's doing because I'll say this because I remember getting up, going to work, and I always got up and fixed my kids food before they left, okay, to go to school. So this one particular morning when I came out of the bedroom and I went to the kitchen, there was a couple of kids at the table and I didn't know these kids, and I'm like, what's going on, where these kids come from? And my oldest son, he's the ones that's always trying to rescue people. And he's like, Mom, their moms don't cook them breakfast in the morning, so they be hungry. So they asked if they could come and eat with us. And I know you didn't mind. So that is kind of what we all should be doing. We should all be lending a hand. So one of the things that we are going to do, and I'm going to let you know now that we're asking for you to donate to this wonderful organization. I'm going to give the fabulous Camille a chance to kind of share with you a little bit about the organization, what she does, and why she does it. And then we're going to go into some of the things that we did while we were away for a couple of weeks. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over to the fabulous Camille.
This trip was the best one so far, especially having you there, having a second eye. Because a lot of people, when you tell them that this is what we do, they're like, A lot of people don't believe. So when you said, yes, I'm coming, I was like, I look at my husband, he said, well, at least people will see it on a different side and see what we're doing. So, you know, we love what we do. And it's a passion for me now. It makes me feel so good to be able to provide education and food for children. But the little extra that we do is the popcorn in the movie. Oh my gosh. So when we went to Sri Lanka, it was one of the most breathtaking moments. When we arrived, we had Nim, her mom, her daughter was there, Aliza. And Aliza was, yeah, you're here, you're here, you're here, you're here, you're here. You know how a kid behave. And then Nim started to crying and make me cry. And Pastor Dar, everybody was just crying because it's 4 years and we finally get to see each other and embrace each other. And that when the adventure started, it was just she had everything set up. So we didn't have to stress out about our lodging. We didn't have to stress out about the cars. She had everything set up so we didn't have to stress. And that right there, I have to say, I had to give her that big thank you for that, because most place where I go, it's on me. It's on me. And being there with you made it a lot easier, because you were able to help with the donating the stuff for the kids. We were able to talk in a different, you were able to pray, all the stuff that usually it always end up being me. And especially with my husband traveling with me now, that's my bodyguard, people. So if you think you can get to me, you can't. You cannot get to Fabulous, because Mr. Rob is there, sharp and ready to snap. But the experience was priceless. To see the face, the smiles on these kids' face, you know, to me the highlight of it is when they realize that in order for me to make a sound, when I get a hug, they have to give me a good hug.
Oh yeah.
You remember that part? It was amazing. And being able to help the orphanage with the light and provide the food for them, and knowing that in another 3 months, whatever I can do to get another set of food in there for them, I will do it. So like Pastor Dorothy said, donate, because you're seeing exactly where the money is going. We're not hiding it. You see exactly where it's going. And now we're heading for Nigeria. You will follow us right through. As soon as we hit the airport, you'll see. We'll start rolling live. People are like, you're going to go live. Wherever there's internet, I'll go live so you can see where your donation is going. Because I don't want anybody to come say, well, I send you this and I don't see where it went. No, honey. If you notice, Fabulous have her own money, and she's been doing this for over 27 years. My husband and I, our money. We don't have no big donation from any big, yet. The word is yet.
Yeah, we're gonna say yet.
Yet. But everything else we have done so far, my husband and I have what you call residual income. So if you need some residual income, let me know. I can hook you up.
All right, all right, all right. It was a great trip. Now here's the thing: when we first got there, we got there, and Nimra is both of our assistants, and she was really really prepared, but her sister was getting married. Here's something I found out about the people that in Sri Lanka and Dubai is that their weddings last for 4 days. So let me tell you, I was by the third day, I was looking a hot mess. One, I had to adjust to the timing that was
Uh-huh.
on, okay, because it's totally opposite there. While it's day here, it's night there, and they really really enjoy themselves, and there's a lot of family, so they were together. We were up late at night, and then we had some orphanages and places we needed to visit, and we had to get up early in the morning to make that happen. So I'm telling you, I was tuckered. I was, as they say, done tuckered out. But it was all for a good cause. And when the fabulous Camille, her and Rob, they were doing the movie and the popcorn, I'm always trying to be in the cut. I really, really don't want to be. I'm there to support, but I'm not the type of person that's always up front. So I was sitting there and I was really getting into the movie. I wasn't eating the popcorn, but I was really getting into the movie that was going on. And you know how we do. You watch the movie, eat a little popcorn, and next thing you know, you half sleep. So I was falling asleep, but all in all, it was a grand trip. So here we go. We get to Sri Lanka, and because of the wedding, we want to be in style. So we want to go get fitted for clothes. Okay. So I want to show you a picture of me and the fabulous Camille in one of the outfits. So that is us all wrapped up and ready. I think this was the second day
Uh-huh.
we were getting prepared. So each day we had on something, we had a different color on because the wedding was about having
It's
different
so
uh,
beautiful.
colors each day. And look, I don't know about the Fabulous Camille. I really enjoyed. I
Oh, I
enjoyed
loved it.
I love going and picking out the outfits. One of the outfits that I picked out, purple, I didn't get a chance to wear. So one thing I got to do before I wear these clothes again, and I will be wearing them here in the United States at different affairs, is I've got to learn how to wrap. So I'm going to put myself together so I can get that done. Okay. So the Fabulous Camille got started in this how? How did you get started in this?
How did I get started with feeding?
Yes.
So, the way I got started, I was, I grew up in Jamaica. And at one time, food was a problem for me. And I had two small brothers that I had to feed. And I did some not so good things to feed them, but they were fed.
They
And I
were.
made it my mission that no child should be hungry. No one period should be hungry. And I started from that. And when I migrated to this country, yes, I'm originally from Jamaica. A lot of you guys said, "You're from Jamaica?" I didn't know that. Yes, I was born in Jamaica. I came in this country when I was 17 years old, and I'm still here. So that's a good thing. And I came in this country and I got a job at the daycare center. And in that daycare center, I was supposed to be a substitute teacher. I went in the classroom with the intention of being a substitute teacher, and then the other teacher left. She quit. And I
Mm,
was left in a classroom with 27 children.
wow.
27 attitude. They were like little gremlins. Oh boy. Oh, I had a flashback. Ooh. And I realized it wasn't just in Jamaica where kids were hungry. Right here in in the United States, in our backyard, we have children that don't know where their next meal is coming from.
That's right.
And I started in the classroom. Whenever I get my paycheck, I would take money from my paycheck and I would go and I'll purchase little meals and stuff and little snacks for them, and I would make a pack. And every morning when they come in Monday morning, I'll make sure they have breakfast, real breakfast from me. And I'll also make sure that they have good lunch because we weren't allowed to feed the kids at the school. We weren't allowed to do that. But you're hungry, I find a way to feed you. And I did. I did. I fed them. And ever since then, I've been doing it. So if you think about it, if you add it up, I wouldn't I wouldn't count my brothers then in it, although I was feeding them. But I'll say I started when I was 17 because I was feeding somebody else apart from my brothers at the age of 17 when I came into this country.
Mm, wow. I'm going to tell you something. I know when I was younger, my mom was a single parent. And all of these snacks that everybody has, and now that we can eat whatever we want, I didn't have all of that. Okay. So we had to eat as my mom put food on the table. And unfortunately, sometimes it just wasn't enough. So I definitely understand about being hungry. I don't know about you, but one of the things that we do want to ask you to do is I'm going to ask the fabulous Camille if she would put the link in the comment section
Yes, ma'am.
for the so that people can donate, because like she says, we're getting ready to go to Nigeria, and we're going to be visiting a few of the orphanages there. Okay, so a lot of people want to send items. We can give you a list of the items that we need, but what we found out is to ship these items, it is very expensive. And sometimes the things that we're shipping, the shipping cost is more than what we spend for the products. So, what we're asking is that you donate. We're going to put together a list of whatever things that that's needed in the places that we're going, and then we're going to share the list with you. We're going to tell you what the cost of it is, and no donation is too small or too large. Okay, and then you can give what you desire to give, and we would definitely appreciate it, because if you were there and you saw these children, you would just come out of your pocket automatically with the last dime or penny you got, and you would share it, okay, with them. It's not great. The kids are running around, and out there they're in shoes. No, not really. They're really barefooted, but they got flip flops. They wear a lot of flip flops. They don't wear regular shoes. So one of the things that um, the organization is trying to do is purchase what kind of shoes?
Crocs.
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 Okay. Yeah, my middle son wears those. Okay. So we're looking forward to people donating and sharing so that we can get the word out on getting the things that we need. The young girls and the boys both needing clean underwear to wear every day, the Crocs on their feet and things, and just buying soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes, a few clothing for them. When time to go back to school, they need the school bags, and they need the supplies and things inside the schools. The same things that your children or your grandchildren need when they're going back to school. So we want to make sure that these kids are well supplied. So let me tell you more about this trip that we were on. Now, everywhere we went, okay, we didn't have to worry about food. But here's the thing, this is not food like we eat here in the United States. Well, it is, but it's not.
It's
Okay.
better.
Yeah, it's better for you, but it's not cooked the same. And over there, everything is spicy. They love
Oh,
spicy food. So a lot of the stuff, some of it that was mildly spicy, as long as you ate something sweet with it, it would kind of cancel out the taste of how spicy it was. But then some of it I taste that kind of lit my mouth up. I couldn't eat it, even with the sweets, I couldn't do it. But what I found myself doing is falling in love with rice. Okay. Because of the way they cook, like, all right, so they cook fish, and when they bring the fish, they bring the whole fish cooked to the table, but I'm not used to looking at the fish and the fish looking back at me. So I couldn't get used to eating it. Everybody else was eating, okay, and they were enjoying it, okay. So I was enjoying my rice, and I was enjoying my fruit, okay. And whenever they had vegetables, I would enjoy the vegetables as well. So I became a meatless eater while I was away. I didn't eat any meat, okay? But it was okay, because what I found out is once I came back home, I wasn't in a hurry to get back to eating meat. And I noticed that I started to lose inches. And
Yes.
how I knew that was my face is starting to get thinner. Okay. So I'm going to have to soon get off of it. I want my face to get too thin, but my face is not plump anymore. It's thin. And I'm not losing the weight, but the inches are falling off. How do I know? Because my pants are getting a little bit looser and everything since I'm not eating meat and I'm dedicated to eating fruits and vegetables. I'm eating not a lot of rice, but rice. I'm eating potatoes and just that. So I haven't eaten any meat at all. No breakfast meat. No nothing for lunch. Nothing for dinner. Okay, so I'm gonna stay that way until October the 1st. And then when October the 1st comes around, I'm not going to get crazy with it, but I'm going to make sure that I set myself on a healthy routine of eating since I haven't been eating. I'm not eating out of the restaurants because I can't. You know, when you go to a restaurant, what are you eating? Hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken.
Mhm.
So I'm not eating any of that. So I've got to cook at home, and even one of my sons has started the same thing. He found he was gaining weight, and he started doing the same thing. So I also see the inches peeling off of him. So this was a good trip as far as that is concerned. So we went out each day for this wedding, for this 4-day wedding party, right? And we were dancing and we were enjoying ourselves. We had our own personal driver that was driving us around and taking us different places, sightseeing. They did a lot of sightseeing. I did a lot of shopping and staying in the truck. Okay. So, all of that walking and hiking, it's okay. Don't get me wrong, it's okay. But there comes a time when you have to realize that just how old you are, and regardless of how I look, I'm 72 years old. So I have,
Yeah, we all had to remember that. Okay,
yeah,
she is 72 years old.
yeah,
She might look like she's in her 40s, but she's not. And we got to remind ourselves she cannot climb those
yeah,
hills that we
yeah,
are climbing.
yeah. So the doctor also says I need a hip replacement. Maybe I'll do that next year. Maybe. Okay. But it was very, very interesting. So after the 4 days and we went through the wedding, I can't hardly remember the wedding. Okay. I'm telling you, I was so out of it. Okay. I had sleep degradation. Okay. So this time in Nigeria, I hope it's going to be a lot better though. So you got anything you want to add to the story before I keep going?
We were on an adventure. That's what we were on, an adventure. So every time we get to a location, especially the part that I love is that when you get to Nimwa said, okay, wait here. And I wait. Next thing I know, ah, all kind of stuff is happening. So it's like, okay, that's over. And then, okay, there's going to be about 20, 25 kids. And you turn around, you run out of stuff because 50 something kids show up. And
Oh
you're like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I remember at one moment we had to run. We had to leave the area that we were in and went to the closest store, and she's like, okay, this is what I said. Okay, we just take 10 of everything, 10 of everything, 10 of it. She said, what? I said 10 of everything, 10 of it. Whatever left over, we give it away somewhere else. And that's what we were doing. And the kids were so grateful. So grateful. They were so grateful. Everybody came up, they said thank you, they smiled. And it just put me into that place that I was so at peace with it. I was so at peace with it. I was happy that I was able to do that for these children.
Absolutely. And here's the thing about visiting these children and visiting the orphans is you want to make sure that you don't run out of stuff. Now, I know if you have children and you have grandchildren, even great grandchildren, you know how it is to give one child something and you don't have it for another child. All of a sudden they break down, they're crying, they're trying to take what the other child has. And we did not want that to happen. Or
No.
rather, let's say the fabulous Camille didn't want that to happen, okay? Because I was on the sidelines watching and helping wherever I could. So it was a grand trip, and I definitely want to thank Nimra for all the preparations that she put into force to make sure that this was a good trip. The place that we stayed, it was wonderful. I loved the
Yes,
place
it
that
was
we stayed.
nice.
It was nice. It was clean. The building was clean and everything where we went to. Her mom is a chef, so her mom made sure that we
Some
had
good food.
food to
Just
eat.
a little bit on the spicy side for me. I
Yeah,
couldn't handle it.
yeah. And here's the thing, over there, everybody eats with their fingers, okay?
Yes,
I couldn't adjust to that, but
I did. I loved every bit of it.
I had to
They
help
tell
you.
you, wash your hands before you touch the food.
Yeah,
Well, wash my hand, and when I sat down, I'm telling you, I enjoyed every speck of my food. I enjoyed.
I know, I know. And then here we go. And when we get away from, not get away, but when we left Sri Lanka, we uh, headed over to Dubai. In Dubai, the fabulous Camille is a house mom, and she has a house full of young men going to college from around the world. Okay, so one of those young men had went home and he wanted her to stop. So we had a 14 or 16-hour layover, but we
Mhm.
didn't have to stay in the airport. So they sent a car for us. Okay, I am so spoiled. Baby.
I tell you,
I need some rich friends with a whole lot of money. I was so spoiled. Oh my God.
it was funny when she said, "How are we gonna get there?" I said, "They'll send a car." She's like, "Really?" And then when we went outside, there was a car. What was it? A Lamborghini?
I
With
don't
a,
know what
it,
it
it
was.
comes up like this.
Yeah,
The
the
wings come
garage.
up like this, and we went. She was like, "Ooh."
Oh, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know. Should I be getting used to this? I said, when I travel, that's why I keep telling people always treat the person you're with as if they're the one, because you never know. They didn't have to send a car.
No, no,
No,
no.
they didn't have to invite me to their home. No, but keep going, because the story get better. Because not just the
Oh,
car. Oh my God, keep going.
so, so when as we leave the airport, okay, and we get to the house, and what's the young man's name?
Khaled,
Collins. Okay, so
Khaled.
Collins' family meets us. Here's the thing: they've never seen me before. I don't even think they've ever heard of me before, but these people made me feel so welcome, like I was a part of the family.
Yes.
And now we've been on this plane all night, half the day, and they laid out clothes for me to change into. So I'm thinking I'm going to put these clothes, I'm going to take a shower, put these clothes on. I come out and go to the dining room table where they've got a spread of food laid out. Okay, I mean, oh my God, they got a spread of food laid out, you know. So I eat, and they're still trying to feed me. I'm like, wait a minute, I can't eat all of this food. Okay, I thank you, but I can't eat it all. And it was some good food. Okay,
Yes, it was.
salad, different kind of
Fresh
rice.
fish with eyes on it.
Yeah, I didn't so I didn't eat that, but they did have some rice with shrimps in it. So I
Yeah.
I did it was kind of spicy. So I ate a little of it And then I couldn't eat no more of that. But like I say, I got me and rice fell in love. Now that's not to say if you go that that's all you're going to be eating, but that is what I was eating. And then Camille and the crowd, they went out. I stayed in, and I got a chance to talk to Colin's mom. And one of the things she was asking about was the asking me about when I, as a pastor, when I'm talking to other women, because that's what I do. I travel to spread the word, the good news, whatever you want to call it, about how good God is and what He will do. So she wanted to know. So now I'm in other countries. I have to be very, very careful of what I say and what I share. In this country, the men are the dominant ones, okay?
Mhm.
So I can't say anything that belittles them, regardless of what might be shared with me or what's going on. And they don't worship the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit like we do. But my prayer always is, Lord, give me what it is that I need to say in order to show just how great you are. So here's what happened. She asked me how do you share with the women that you talk to? And I was like, okay, God, here we go. Here we go. So I began to share the story of Esther. Remember, in the story of Esther, there is nothing mentioned in there about God. We know that God is working behind the scenes, doing his thing, but his name is never mentioned. So I shared the story. When I got through sharing that story, they asked me for another one. So
Yes.
I began to share about Abigail. And then the fabulous Camille chimed in and began to share as well. So the father was sitting on the couch. We know we did not offend. Okay. We did not bring up God, even though God was still working behind the scenes, even with us. Okay. And now I did not hide God. I asked her, who did she worship? And I forgot. God is so good that He brought it to my remembrance who it was. So I said who it was, and she said yes. And I said, well, I serve the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. That's who I serve. Okay. And we just went on from there. And he never said a word. But as I began to talk, I began to share some books with them that I had actually put together a princess book that pulls out of you some of the limited, unlimited beliefs that we may have that we grew up with, or because of conversations with other people that they've spread it and it's actually locked into our ears and we can't get rid of it. So I shared those with them. And then I shared a book that I wrote that's called Sexy, Sassy, and a Little Bit Spicy. So people always think it's a sexual book. No, it's not a
Mhm.
sexual book. It's actually about getting yourself together. How do you hold on to the love of your life? And no matter how many years it's been, me and my husband were married 53 years before he passed away. And keeping his attention, sometimes it took a little work, so I had to be creative with what I did. So those things I put in there, getting rid of those old sloppy t-shirts we wear to bed because we think they're so comfortable, run over house shoes. You ain't gotta go to bed in no heels and see-through garments and all of that, but you need to look the part. Okay. So that's what that book is all about: how to look the part, how to get with your mate, and how to rekindle what you had from the beginning. But all in all, we both got a chance to do what we love to do. She got a chance to feed the children. I got a chance to share the word of God with some women who asked me. I don't push my religion off on anybody, and I don't want anybody pushing theirs off on me. Okay. But when you ask me, I don't mind sharing.
Ready.
So that's what I did. Okay. So it was great. I'm going to give the fabulous Camille a chance to chime in here. And I think we may be calling it a day so we can let you go. So we see people dropping in and out and in and out. But I would very much ask you to take the time to listen at this while you're cleaning up, while you're working or what have you. Just put it on and just listen to it, okay? Because it what I always believe that there's something that's everyone says that will catch your attention, okay? And most of us are always, I'm finding out that there's so many people that say that they have nonprofit organizations, but nobody knows about them. And then there are some that say that they're not getting anywhere or they're not doing anything with their nonprofit organization. So why not come together? And that may be something that I may think about doing later, maybe next year, not this year. And that is creating an event where all nonprofit organizations can come together and we can share between us how we can help one another, okay? Because you may know how to write grants and you
Mm-hmm.
do a workshop on writing grants. You may know how to gather the people together. You know, some people have a knack for talking and bringing people together. So if that's something that you know how to do, maybe you can do a workshop and teach us how to do the same thing. There's so many different things that it takes to run a nonprofit organization. Not only, you know, people think, oh, well, all you need is you need your board. And once you get your board together, then that's all it is. It's more to it than that. How do you get partners? How do you get people to promote you? How do you get people to market you? How do you get people to believe in what it is you're doing? Where can you find people that think the same way that you think about it? Have you written your mission statement, your vision statement, your value statement for your organization? So somebody could actually do a workshop that has to do with that. And one thing that I always believe in, and that is having a vision board. I don't care what anybody says. You know, I don't care if you don't have the board, just put the pictures on the wall, tape them to the
Mm-hmm.
wall, what have you. Because whatever is before you, you will definitely strive to make that a reality. You will keep going. So put it on the wall, okay? Now I moved my office from the basement upstairs to one of the vacant bedrooms. So I've got to start putting my stuff up. My nonprofit organization is called Together We Rock Life. And what that is about not just women, but women and men coming together to create a bridge that we each can cross over to one another, and we can have a supported community regardless of sex, race, nationality, or age, okay? It's just a common thing that brings us together. I want a safe community where I don't have to worry about sitting on my porch, going to the park, and all hell breaks out, okay? And now we got to run for cover, okay? Because my great grandchildren, my great granddaughters come and visit me. And I want to sit out front. We can on my block, we can, but you know, there are places in the city where you just can't go. And I don't even get caught up in crowds anymore because of a lot of the conflict that's going on. I want a safe community. I want to be able to travel around the world. I always said when I retired, I would travel. I'm
You're doing
beginning.
it.
Yes, I am doing. I did that for years, but I mean, travel without having to worry about coming back, going to work, and what have you. Okay. And now that I'm a part of your organization, and I'm working on a residual income, something that I'm going to ask the Fabulous Camille to put something up about that too, ACN, to help bring in residual income into the nonprofit organization. It's no longer about just us, but it's about everybody else that's connected to us. So I'm going to give the Fabulous Camille a chance to chime in because you can tell I talk. Okay. So I need to let her get a word in edgewise.
But you know what? Every time you have spoken in the past, you bring up very powerful message. Every time you you open your mouth, there's a powerful message that comes out of it. And I look forward to listening and learning at the same time. The adventure that we started, it's going to grow bigger than you ever imagined. And you keep looking at, oh, are we doing this? Yeah, we're doing this. We're doing it. A lot of people don't do. They say they're going to do, or they promise they're going to do. No, our organization, we do. We feed, we clothe, we provide education, and we provide a little popcorn in the movie and have fun while we're doing it. So, right now, more than ever, we need your help. So, the QR code up there, you could scan it, or you could just go to www.jfcforYou.com. Donate, no matter how much it is. My grandmother used to say, every mickle make a muckle. In English, every little bit that you give will serve someone else. Every little that you give will serve someone else.
I
As,
love that.
just remember that. We can't feed everyone, but everyone can feed someone. And it starts with you. It starts with you. We're doing our part. What part are you doing? Stay blessed, stay safe, and stay absolutely fabulous, darling.
Yeah, it has been wonderful to hang out with you, Fabulous Camille. She's in Florida. I'm in Chicago. But you know what? We've been online, I guess, for the last 3 years, working together, but we had never seen each other face to face. So I'm telling you, when I got to Florida to meet her, oh man, yeah, I mean, it was something phenomenal. I felt just like I was at home. So it's been a great time here, and we look forward to seeing you again on Friday. On Friday, we're going to be talking about church hurt.
Ooh, you need to talk to my husband about that because he got some church hurt.
Oh, wow. Healing, healing. That is what a lot of us need. I found over the years, because I've gone through it too, but thank God I knew God. So I didn't leave the church hastily and go running off to another church. I'm always about letting God lead, guide, and directing me, uh, so that I don't make the wrong mistake. I knew I was in the right church. I was learning, I was growing. But sometimes when people believe that if they think you're a favorite of the pastors, or organization, you're taking over something, or you're giving responsibility before they are, or they think that you know more than they know, then it becomes a problem. Okay. And they become church bullies. is
Oh,
what they
yes.
become. They become church bullies. And I sit and I waited until God released me. God released me after my pastor passed away. And I was so glad that I stayed because I learned so much while I waited for my chance to leave. So it's going to be an insightful conversation. If you know anybody, or whether you don't know anybody that's had church hurt, invite them to come on Facebook to Conversation with the Pastor on Friday at 1 p.m. And we're going to talk about church hurt, but we're going to also talk about the healing process as well, and how not, even if you've given up on people, don't give up on God, okay?
Mhm.
One thing I found out in studying the 12 women of the Bible, I was studying Hannah, and I found out that when God had a plan all the time, that Hannah was barren. And when God decided to start giving Hannah the children that she prayed for, my God, did he deal with that first wife? God did a number on her, and so that's why I say a lot of times it's best if we just sit still and wait till God releases us and gives us whatever it is that we need, the timing that we need, or the people that we need to talk to, or put us through a healing process where what people say and do doesn't hurt us, so that we can stay blessed and we can gain so much insight from it. What do you think, Fabulous Camille?
And you're right. And he keep whispering to me because sometimes I don't want to do a lot of this stuff that I'm doing. I don't. I don't want to get up every Saturday morning early to go pick up food and take it to and distribute it. You know, I don't want to get up during the week and pick up food so I can have to feed. Sometimes I don't want to. But he said, I will provide for you and your family if you provide for others. Feed the need of my people, and you never have to worry about your family. And I trust and believe him. There's a lot of times I want to go run and just keep going. And he said, be still.
Ooh, yeah.
And when he said, be still, I'm still.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that is going to be it for us today. So if you want to view this, you can view it from beginning to end. And you can actually just tell us some other things that you would love to hear us talk about. We will be back each Friday until we get ready to go to Nigeria. And I'll let you know what Fridays we won't be online. But it's going to be an enjoyable time. So I'll see you again this Friday at 1 p.m. on Conversation with the Pastor. We'll see you again soon. Bye bye.
Bye.